have a PDA profile of autism. PDA stands for pathological demand avoidance. Pathological demand avoidance is obviously sort of the defining characteristic of the profile. It is what it sounds like, avoiding demands. Demands in this context don't have to mean like commands from an external source telling you to do something. They can come from within yourself. Feeling hungry is a demand. It's the feeling of I need to eat, and I'm not choosing that, I don't want that, but I need to. So any sort of pressure to do something that wasn't my idea, my choice, triggers essentially a fight or flight response in me. So it's about anxiety, but personally I describe it as more than anxiety. I describe it as a phobia. A lot of PDAers, myself included, like to refer to it actually as a persistent or pervasive drive for autonomy, because internally that's much more what it feels like. It's not about avoiding doing what you're told. It's about needing to feel in control of yourself, of your life, your decisions, your body, and really struggling to cope with the amount of anxiety that comes up when you feel like you've lost that autonomy. In fact, I read one study recently suggesting that PDAers actually struggle even more socially, internally, than non-PDA autistics. But on the outside, it seems to a lot of people like we don't even struggle with social interaction at all. Other features include intense and pretty frequent mood swings, which are triggered by demands that are very often invisible to other people, because, getting a text and feeling like you need to reply, that can be a demand, and it can set off a very intense reaction of anxiety that can come out as anger sometimes. Also, struggles with understanding social hierarchy, recognizing authority. I can remember being a young kid and considering my teachers basically one of my classmates. If they earned my respect and I felt like I should listen to them, I would, just as much as I would the kid who sat next to me, but it didn't go any further than that. Their status as an adult, as my teacher, meant nothing to me, and if I'm being honest, it still doesn't. Logically, I can comprehend it, but internally, deeply, viscerally, I don't feel it. I've got tons more to say about it, but really I just wanted to make this video to raise a little awareness. It's very misunderstood from the outside. There's a reason that the people observing it, who first described it, call it pathological demand avoidance, and personally I think of it as a drive for autonomy, because on the outside it looks like I'll just do whatever to bullshit my way out of something. Inside it feels like I feel like I'm going to die if I have to go to work today. It can look like laziness, which is something I struggle with a lot of shame for, because I am a very motivated, ambitious sort of person. So if any of this resonates with you, maybe about yourself or someone you know, I really urge you to look into it a little bit more, find out more about it, because there are ways of learning to live with it. I'm still learning, definitely, but it's not just you. You're not just lazy. You're not just broken. It's a thing, and there are ways to deal with it. But the beginning of the end of shame and this struggling is in learning and putting a voice to what's going on. So I hope this helps somebody out there, and I hope I can continue to do so by being open about my experience with this.